Hi, this video I'm going to explain about the 8051 pin diagram. So before going to see the pin diagram, we will discuss about what is microcontroller. So microcontroller means it is an integrated circuit device that is used for controlling other portions of an electronic system, usually via the microprocessor unit, then memory and some peripherals also. So this is a microcontroller diagram. As I have mentioned, this microcontroller diagram contains a CPU, then memory. So in this diagram, I have used two memories, random access memory and read-only memory. Then I/O port, timers, as well as serial communication port. And these are the example for the microcontroller. 68 Motorola's 6811, then Intel's 8051, Zilog's Z8, and PAC. So we will I will tell about what is the difference between a microprocessor and a microcontroller. The microprocessor in microprocessor CPU is standalone, RAM, ROM, IO, and timers are separate. And designer, that is manufacturer, can decide on the amount of ROM, RAM, and IO ports. And microprocessor is expensive, and it is used for general purpose. And on the other hand, the microcontroller, again the CPU, RAM, ROM, IO, and the timer are all on a single chip. So in microprocessor all are separate, but in microcontroller all are on a single chip. So the designer fix the amount of on-chip ROM, RAM, as well as IO ports. And for applications in which cost, power, and space are critical, and it is not expensive, and it is used for single purpose. So this is the introduction about 8051 microcontroller. So the Intel is introduced micro 8051 microcontroller in the year 1981, and it is an 8-bit processor. So 8-bit processor means a CPU can work on only 8 bits of data at a time. That's why it is a 8-bit processor. So the 8051 microcontroller became widely popular after allowing other manufacturers to make and market any flavor of the 8051. And these are the features. So it contains 64 KB program memory address space and 64 KB data memory address space and 4 kilobytes of on-chip program memory. So what is the other name for program memory is ROM, read-only memory. So the 8051 contains 4 kilobytes of on-chip program memory and 128 bytes of on-chip data memory. So the other name for the data memory is RAM, random access memory. And it contains 32 bidirectional and individually addressable I/O lines. There are 4 I/O ports, and each and every I/O port contains 8 pins. So totally 32 bidirectional and individually addressable I/O lines are available in 8051. And it contains two 16-bit timers or counters, T0 and T1, and 6 source or 5 vector interrupt structure with 2 priority levels, and on-chip clock oscillator. Here we are using a crystal oscillator. So that is a on-chip clock oscillator is available in 8051. Okay, next we will move into the 8051 pin diagram. This is a pin diagram for the 8051. So totally there are 40 pins are available. So as I told, how many IO ports we have is we have 4 IO ports. So each and every IO port contains 8 signals. This is port number 1. So port 1.0 to port 1.7. Pin number 9 is RST. So RST denotes for resetting. It is used for resetting the microcontroller. Then pin number 10 to 17. So it is used for dual function. So this is actually the port. So port 3.0 to port 3.7. So it is again, as I told, it is used for multifunction. So the pin number 10, so this signal, it is RXT, and pin number 11 is TXT. So these two are serial port signals. So TXT means it is used for transmitting the data, and RXT means it is used for receiving the data. And pin number 12 and pin number 13, it is a external interrupt signals, that is INT0 and INT1. Then pin number 14 and pin number 15, there are two timers used in 8051 16-bit timers, that is T0 and T1. And pin number 16 and 17, it is a write and read signal. So write signal, it is used for writing the data into the microcontroller. So read means reading the data from the microcontroller. And pin number 18, it is a crystal oscillator signals. As I told, 8051 contains on-chip clock oscillator. So we have two signals related to that crystal oscillator, XTAL1 and XTAL2. Then pin number 20, it is a ground signal. Pin number 21 to 28, so these are port signal, port 2.0 to port 2.7. And this pin number 29, it is a program store enable. Pin number 30, it is a ALE address latch enable. Pin number 31, it is a external access signal. Pin number 32 to 39, it is again a port signal, port 0. And pin number 40, it is a power supply signal, VCC. We will see one by one in detail. First one, it is a crystal oscillator signal. So pin number 18 and pin number 19. So these two are the crystal oscillator signals. So as I told, 8051 has an on-chip oscillator, but it requires an external clock to run the oscillator. Okay, so for that we have a two signal, XTAL2 and XTAL1. So what type of crystal oscillator we are using is, we are using quartz crystal oscillator that is connected to inputs XTAL1 and XTAL2. And quartz crystal oscillator also needs two capacitors of 30 PF value. And the next pin is pin number 9. So pin number 9 is RST. So RST means it is a reset pin. So reset pin is an input and it is active high. So upon applying the high pulse to this pin, the microcontroller will reset and terminate all the activities. So the main purpose of this RST signal is it is used for resetting the microcontroller and also terminate all the activity. Whenever this signal is high, it will reset the microcontroller as well as it will terminate all the activities. The next signal is EA signal. So EA signal is pin number 31. So pin number 31, it is a EA signal. The expansion for EA is external access. So it is a input pin. It must be connected to either power supply or it must be connected to ground. Either it must be connected to power supply, that is VCC means it is a power supply signal, or it must be connected to ground signal. And normally the external access pin is connected to power supply signal. So whenever it must be connected to ground, so to indicate that the code or data is stored externally. Whenever we want to store the code or data externally, so this external access pin is connected to ground. And the next signal is program store enable. So that is pin number 29, and pin number 30, it is a ALE signal. So the use of a program store enable is, it is an output pin. So this pin is actually connected to OE pin of the external memory to interface to the external memory. So the program store enable pin is connected to OE pin of the external memory. And for external code memory, so this PSEN value is 0. For external data memory, the PSEN value is 1. So the purpose of ALE, so ALE means it is a address latch enable. Expansion for ALE is address latch enable. This pin is used for demultiplexing the address and data pin. So the pin number 32 to 39, so these pins are multiplexed pin. So it is a multiplexed address and data line. So the ALE pin is used for demultiplexing the address and data. And as I told, we have four IO port. So each and every IO port contains 8 pins. So the four 8-bit IO ports. What are the IO ports we use here is P0, P1, P2 and P3. So each of the IO port uses 8 pins. This is your port number 0 from here to here. 0.0 to 0.7, port 0.0 to 0.7. This is port 1.0 to 1.7, and this is port 2.0 to 2.7, and this one is port 3.0 to 3.7. So each and every IO port contains 8 pins, and these are the purpose of each and every IO port. So port 0 actually it is also designated as AD0 to AD7, that is a multiplexed address and data bus. When connecting an 8051 to an external memory, the port 0 provides both address and data. Whenever we are interfacing with the external memory, so the port 0 only provides both address and data. As I told, the 8051 multiplexes address and data through port 0 to save the pins, because we have only limited number of pins available. So to save the pins, we are multiplexing the address and data through the port 0. So how we can differentiate whether it is act as an address pin or data pin is with the help of ALE pin. So ALE indicates if P0 has address or data. Whenever the ALE is 1, it has an address, that is A0 to A7. Whenever the ALE is 0, it provides data, that is D0 to D7. And next port is port 1 and port 2. So port 1 and port 2. So in 8051 based system with no external memory connection, so both P1 and P2 are used as a simple input output. And in 8051 based system with external memory connection, the port 2 must be used along with P0 to provide a 16-bit address for the external memory. Whenever the 8051 based system with no external memory connection, so both P1 and P2 are used as a simple input output. And whenever it is 8051 based system with external memory connection, so port 2 and port 0 used combinedly to provide a 16-bit address for the external memory. So the P0 provides the lower 8 bits, that is from A0 to A7, and P2 provides higher upper 8 bits of 16-bit address, that is A8 to A15, and it cannot be used for IO. So port 3, it can be used as input or output. So we have an additional function of providing some extremely important signals. These are the signals for port 3. So 3.0, that is RXT and TXT. As I told, it is used for serial communication. And pin number 12 and 30, external interrupt signal, INT0 and INT1. Pin number 14 and 15, these are the two timers, T0 and T1. And pin number 16 and 17, so read and write signals of external memories. And these are the summary of the pin description. So VSS, it is a ground signal. VCC means it is a power supply signal. Port 0.0 to 0.7, it is an IO port. Again, it is a bidirectional IO port. So it is also the multiplexed low order address and data bus during accesses to external program and data memory. So port 1, it is a 8-bit bidirectional IO port. Port 2, again, it is a 8-bit bidirectional IO port only. And port 3, it is also an 8-bit bidirectional IO port. It serves also the special VHS. So these are the other signals. RST means it is used for resetting the microcontroller. So ALE means it is a address latch enable. Whenever ALE is 1, it contains address. Whenever ALE is 0, it contains data. Then program store enable. Then external access. So external access, normally external access is connected to power supply. Whenever it is connected to ground, we can access the external memory. That's all. Thanks.